There comes a time in life when you must choose. Do you want to be liked by everyone, or do you want to be respected by yourself? Stop being too friendly. Stop stretching yourself thin just to please people who wouldn't even notice if you broke. You see, kindness is your strength. Compassion is your power. But when your kindness becomes your weakness, when your compassion becomes an open invitation for disrespect, that is when you lose yourself. You were not born to be everyone's cup of tea. You were born to be bold. To be bold? You were born to shine, unapologetically, fiercely, authentically. There's a fine line between being kind and being a doormat, between being compassionate and being taken for granted. And let me tell you something. Your energy is precious, your time is sacred, your dreams are worth protecting. You do not owe anyone endless chances. You do not owe everyone unlimited access to your life. When you say yes just to avoid conflict, you say no to your own peace. When you give without boundaries, you bleed silently inside. And oh, my friend, that is not nobility, that is self-betrayal. So today I urge you, stop being too friendly. Start being real. Stand tall with a kind heart but a firm spine. Speak with love but live with self-respect. The world does not need more people pleasers. The world needs more people who are true to themselves. Be kind, yes. Be warm, yes. But also, be strong, be wise, be brave enough to choose yourself. Because the truth is, not everyone deserves a seat at your table. And that's not cruelty, that's wisdom. Choose your circle wisely. Protect your energy fiercely. And most importantly, never ever apologize for choosing you. Kindness is one of the most beautiful traits a person can possess. It has the power to heal wounds, to bridge divides, to soften the hardest of hearts. A kind word, a gentle gesture, a moment of genuine compassion. These are the things that make life more bearable and meaningful. But there is a difference between being kind and allowing kindness to be used as a weapon against your own soul. When kindness begins to cost you your dignity, your mental health, or your inner peace, it is no longer kindness. It becomes self-sabotage. Okay. There are moments in life when, in the name of kindness, we stay silent when we should speak up. We say yes when everything inside us is screaming no. We tolerate disrespect. We overlook betrayal. We forgive what we have not even been apologized for. All because we fear being seen as harsh, cold, or selfish. But true kindness does not require you to shrink yourself. True kindness is not about enduring mistreatment just to maintain a false sense of harmony. It is easy to believe that if we just keep being nice, people will eventually appreciate us. That if we keep giving, they will one day see our worth. But the truth is, when we fail to respect ourselves, we teach others that they do not have to respect us either. Kindness without boundaries sends the wrong message. It tells the world that we value others more than we value ourselves. And once that line is crossed, once our kindness is mistaken for weakness, it becomes very difficult to regain what was lost. Self-respect must always be the foundation on which kindness is built. Without it, kindness is not a gift to others. It becomes a burden we force ourselves to carry. No one should ever feel obligated to be kind at the expense of their own well-being. No one should ever have to betray their own heart just to be accepted or loved. Love that demands the sacrifice of your self-worth is not love at all. It is manipulation. Acceptance that comes with conditions is not acceptance. It is control. There will be people who do not understand this. There will be those who accuse you of being selfish when you finally say enough. There will be those who call you difficult when you begin to set boundaries. Let them. Their opinion of you is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to yourself. To honor the voice inside you that knows when something feels wrong. To protect the light within you that so many try to dim. To stand tall, even when standing tall means standing alone. Choosing yourself does not make you unkind. It makes you wise. It does not make you unkind. It makes you wise. It makes you strong. It means you are finally learning that kindness is most powerful when it comes from a place of wholeness, not from a place of emptiness. You cannot pour into others if your own cup is dry. You cannot lift others if you are constantly weighed down by resentment, exhaustion, and silent hurt. Real kindness does not demand that you be a martyr. Real kindness says, I love you, but I love myself too. It says, I am here for you, but not at the cost of my own sanity. It says, I am willing to walk beside you, but I will not allow you to drag me down. And that is the kind of kindness the world needs more of. Kindness rooted in strength, not in fear. The journey towards self-respect is not always easy. There will be guilt. There will be moments of doubt. You will question whether you are doing the right thing. But with time, you will realize that those who truly love you will celebrate your strength, not resent it. Those who deserve a place in your life will respect your boundaries, not push against them. And those who disappear when you start honoring yourself, they were never meant to stay. You are not put on this earth to be everything to everyone. You are not created to sacrifice your joy, your dreams, and your peace just to be accepted. You have every right to be kind. You have every right to be firm. You have every right to care deeply. And you have every right to walk away when you are no longer valued. Protect your heart, guard your spirit, honor your truth. And never ever let kindness become the reason you lose yourself. Kindness and self-respect are not enemies. They are partners. Together they create a life of integrity and true joy. Be kind, fiercely kind, but always be kind to yourself first. From the moment we take our first breath, the world starts teaching us expectations. Be nice. Be agreeable, fit in, make others happy. And slowly, without even realizing it, many begin to build their lives around the fragile idea that their worth depends on the approval of others. But the truth that often comes late, sometimes after years of confusion, exhaustion, and heartache, is that you were not born to please everyone. Living to make everyone happy is a burden no human being was ever meant to carry. It's an impossible task, a never-ending chase that leaves you feeling drained and invisible. Because no matter how much you give, there will always be someone who thinks it's not enough. No matter how carefully you tread, someone will still find a reason to be disappointed. It's a game you can never win, and the more you play it, the more you lose yourself in the process. You are not here to mold yourself into shapes that others find convenient. You are not here to silence your dreams, your voice, or your authenticity, just to make others comfortable. Every time you betray your true self for the sake of acceptance, a piece of you grows quieter, smaller, dimmer, and after enough time, start to wonder who you even are without the masks you wear. The irony is that even when you succeed in pleasing others, it rarely brings the happiness you hope for. Approval is fleeting. People's opinions are fickle. What they applaud today, they may criticize tomorrow. Basing your value on the shifting sands of external validation leaves you standing on unstable ground, constantly second-guessing yourself, constantly worrying about being enough. The most liberating moment in life is when you realize that your purpose is not to live according to other people's expectations. You were not designed to bend and break just to fit someone else's version of who you should be. You were designed to stand tall in your own truth, to walk your own path, to follow the quiet call of your own soul, even when it doesn't make sense to those around you. There is immense courage in living authentically. It means accepting that not everyone will like you. It means accepting that some will judge you, misunderstand you, criticize you. But it also means you are free. Free from the exhausting dance of constantly seeking approval. Free to pursue what sets your heart on fire. Free to build a life that feels right, even if it looks different from what others expect. The ones who truly matter, the ones who truly love you, will not require you to shrink yourself. They will not ask you to pretend, to hide, to become someone you are not. They will celebrate your truth even when it challenges them. They will walk beside you, not because you fit neatly into their box, but because they love the real, imperfect, magnificent you. Choosing not to please everyone does not mean being unkind or selfish. It means setting yourself free. It means showing up to life with honesty and integrity. It means saying no when no is needed, even if it disappoints someone. It means saying yes to your dreams, even when others don't understand. It means honoring your boundaries, your values, and your peace. You are allowed to disappoint others. You are allowed to prioritize your mental health. You are allowed to walk away from relationships that require you to betray yourself. You are allowed to live a life that feels good on the inside, even if it doesn't look impressive from the outside. You are allowed to be exactly who you are without apology. Imagine the kind of life you could build if you stopped asking for permission. Imagine the weight that would lift from your shoulders if you stopped trying to be everything for everyone. No. Imagine waking up every day choosing yourself. Not out of arrogance, but out of love. Out of a deep knowing that you are worthy, not because of what others think of you, but simply because you exist. You were not born to please, you were born to shine. You were born to create, to inspire, to speak, to dance, to love, fully and freely. You were born to live a life that is rich, bold, and unapologetically yours. The world doesn't need another person who lives in fear of judgment. The world needs you, the real you, unfiltered, unedited, and unshamed. It's not your job to make everyone happy. It's your job to be true to yourself. And when you choose authenticity over approval, you don't just find your own freedom. You give others permission to find theirs too. Friendliness is a beautiful trait. A warm smile, a generous spirit, an open heart. These are the qualities that make connections possible and turn strangers into friends. Kindness can disarm anger, compassion can heal wounds, and a welcoming attitude can create spaces where people feel seen and valued. But when friendliness crosses into over-accommodation, when it erases your own needs and boundaries, it can lead to something far less beautiful. Being too friendly can invite disrespect, not because kindness is wrong, but because without limits, kindness is misunderstood. When you are always available, always agreeable, always willing to bend, some will start to see you as someone they don't have to respect. They may not consciously intend to hurt you, but human nature often takes the path of least resistance. If you never say no, others may stop seeing you as someone with needs and feelings as valid as their own. Instead, you become a background character in their story, someone who exists to make their lives easier, someone whose presence is taken for granted. It often starts with small things. People cancel plans with you at the last minute, assuming you'll understand. They ask for favors without considering what you have going on. They speak to you in ways they wouldn't dare with someone they fear losing. Each small act chips away at the foundation of mutual respect. And unless you draw a line, the erosion continues. Being friendly should never mean being a doormat. It should not mean smiling through discomfort, laughing off insults, or tolerating behavior that belittles you. Friendliness should be a choice, not an obligation. It should be offered from a place of strength, not desperation for acceptance. The moment you feel you must always be nice, no matter how you are treated, you have already given away a piece of your power. Respect and kindness must go hand in hand. If you offer kindness without insisting on respect, you teach others that your kindness is free to be misused. It's important to remember that how people treat you is often a reflection of the standards you set for yourself. When you show that you respect yourself, others are more likely to follow your lead. When you allow disrespect, even subtly, it gives others silent permission to continue. Setting boundaries does not make you unfriendly. It makes you wise. It communicates that your time, your feelings, your dignity are not negotiable. It teaches people that while you are kind, you are not weak. That while you are open-hearted, you are not open for disrespect. Boundaries are the fences that protect your energy, your peace, and your self-worth. It can be uncomfortable at first to assert yourself, especially if you have lived a long time trying to keep the peace, trying to be liked. Saying no might feel harsh. Walking away from toxic conversations might feel rude. But with every boundary you enforce, you strengthen the foundation of your self-respect. You send the message that you value yourself enough to protect your well-being, even if it means losing people who only stayed when you made life easy for them. Not everyone will appreciate your boundaries. Some will push back. Some will call you selfish, cold, or unfriendly. Let them. Their discomfort is not your responsibility. It is not your job to carry the weight of other people's expectations, especially when those expectations require you to shrink or silence yourself. Being truly friendly means offering the best of yourself to those who deserve it. Not throwing your energy at everyone indiscriminately. Means being generous without being exploited, being open without being invaded, being kind without being naive. It means knowing that your heart is precious and treating it as such. Respect is earned, not demanded. It is cultivated through consistent behavior, clear boundaries, and an unwavering commitment to honoring yourself first. When you carry yourself with self-respect, You don't have to chase validation or beg for decent treatment. The right people recognize your worth without needing to be reminded. The wrong people will fall away, making space for healthier, more genuine connections. You are not here to be liked by everyone. You are not here to make everyone comfortable at your own expense. You are here to live your truth, protect your peace, and share your kindness wisely. Remember, being friendly is a gift you offer, not an obligation you owe. Protect it. Value it. And most importantly, respect yourself enough to expect respect in return. Life is a sacred journey, a precious and finite experience meant to be shared with people who value, honor, and respect you. Yet too often, access to your time, your energy, and your heart is granted too freely. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Not everyone is entitled to walk beside you on your path. Learning to be selective about who you allow into your life is not arrogance, it is wisdom. There are people who come into your life carrying joy, encouragement, and support. They lift you higher, remind you of your strength, and love you without conditions. Then there are those who bring chaos, drama, negativity, and selfishness. If you open the doors of your life to everyone without discernment, you invite in not just the good, but also the destructive. And over time, the wrong people can drain you of your energy, confuse your purpose, and weigh down your spirit. You do not have to allow everyone into your inner world simply because they ask, demand, or expect it. Your relationships should be earned through consistency, trust, and mutual respect. Mutual respect. Someone's proximity to you, whether by family ties, history, or circumstance, does not automatically qualify them to have deep access to your thoughts, your dreams, or your vulnerabilities. Trust is sacred. Connection is sacred. They must be treated as such. Being kind and open-hearted is beautiful, but being indiscriminately available is dangerous. It puts you at the mercy of other people's intentions. Some will see your openness as an invitation to take without giving, to criticize without understanding, to manipulate rather than support. Protecting your inner world is not about building walls to keep love out. It's about building gates that open only for those who have earned the right to be there. You are the guardian of your life. It is your responsibility to decide who gets close to you, who remains at a distance, and who is removed entirely. Some people deserve only a polite wave from afar. Some deserve a few steps alongside you. If any should be granted full access to your heart and mind without having proven their loyalty, kindness, and sincerity over time. This is not about judging others harshly. It's about recognizing that your peace is precious, your time is finite, and your energy is invaluable. Every moment you spend explaining yourself to someone who refuses to understand you is a moment stolen from your dreams. Every ounce of energy you waste trying to fix or please toxic people is energy diverted away from building the life you deserve. Letting go of the idea that you owe everyone access to you is freeing. You don't owe explanations to those who drain you. You don't owe emotional availability to those who weaponize your vulnerabilities. You don't owe second chances to those who show no genuine effort to change. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, but access is a privilege others must earn. It's important to remember that boundaries are not about punishing others. They are about protecting yourself. They are acts of self-respect, declarations that your life is not an open field for anyone to walk through at will. Boundaries help you preserve your energy for the people and experiences that truly matter, for the ones who pour back into you, not just take. Discernment is a skill, and it gets sharper with time. Pay attention to how you feel after interactions with others. Do you feel energized, inspired, understood? Or do you feel drained, small, and misunderstood? Your body and spirit often recognize what your mind tries to rationalize away. Trust those signals. They are your internal compass guiding you toward alignment and away from harm. Not everyone is meant to stay. Some people are lessons, some are memories, and a rare few are life fades. Holding on to everyone out of guilt, obligation, or fear only clutters your path and clouds your vision. It is not cruel to walk away from what no longer serves you. It is an act of self-preservation. Choose wisely. Choose those who show you love through actions, not just words. Choose those who respect your boundaries, who celebrate your growth, who stand by you without jealousy or resentment. Choose those who make your spirit feel safe, who remind you of your light, and who encourage you to shine even brighter. Your life is a masterpiece in progress. Protect it with care. Guard your energy with intention. Share your heart with those who have earned the right to hold it gently. Not everyone deserves access to your life. And that's not something to apologize for. It's something to honor. Energy is the invisible currency of life. Every thought you think, every conversation you have, every commitment you make either fuels you or drains you. What you give your attention to grows, and what you allow into your space shapes your inner world more than you might realize. Protecting your energy and setting boundaries is not about building walls or shutting people out. It's about creating a life where your peace, purpose, and power are guarded with care. There are people, situations, and environments that feed your soul, and there are those that deplete it. Without clear boundaries, you become vulnerable to the chaos of everything around you. You absorb negativity that isn't yours. You carry burdens that were never meant to be on your shoulders. You find yourself saying yes when every part of you wants to say no, slowly slipping into resentment and exhaustion. Setting boundaries is an act of love, not just for yourself, but for those around you. It teaches others how to treat you, but signals what you will and will not accept. It draws a clear line between healthy connection and unhealthy attachment. When you protect your energy, you honor your worth. You say to the world, I value myself enough to choose carefully what I engage with. It is not selfish to protect your energy, it is necessary. When you constantly prioritize others over yourself, you eventually run on empty. No one benefits from your burnout. No one wins when you are drained, overwhelmed, and silently suffering. Your best self, the self that creates, loves, inspires, and leads, can only emerge when you are nourished and grounded. Boundaries are not about controlling others. They are about controlling what you allow into your life. You cannot change how people behave, but you can choose your response. You can decide what conversations you entertain, what environments you spend time in, and what relationships you nurture. You can choose to walk away from toxicity without apology. You can choose to distance yourself from drama, negativity, and disrespect, not because you think you are better, but because you know you deserve better. Protecting your energy also means protecting your time. Time is a non-renewable resource. Every moment you give away to things that drain you is a moment you can never get back. Choose wisely what you say yes to. Choose wisely who you allow into your sacred space. Learn the power of saying no, not out of anger, not out of cruelty, but out of wisdom. It takes courage to set boundaries, especially when you have been conditioned to believe that saying no makes you difficult or selfish. It takes strength to honor your own needs in a world that often praises self-sacrifice over self-care. But every time you honor your boundaries, you reinforce the truth that you are worthy of respect, from yourself first and from others second. There will be people who do not understand. There will be those who push against your boundaries, testing them, questioning them, questioning them. That is not your burden to carry. It is not your job to make everyone comfortable with your decisions. Your job is to stay true to yourself, even when others don't like it. Your job is to protect your peace, even if it means standing alone sometimes. Energy is contagious. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, it will seep into your mind and heart, no matter how strong you think you are. Surround yourself with those who lift you higher. Spend time in environments that make you feel alive and inspired. Be intentional about what you consume, the conversations you engage in, the media you watch, the habits you cultivate. Everything you allow into your space either adds to your energy or takes away from it. There is no glory in running yourself into the ground for others. There is no honor in being everything to everyone at the cost of your own soul. Protecting your energy is about preserving your light, your joy, and your ability to show up in the world with a full heart. Boundaries are not a sign of weakness. They are a mark of strength. They say, I know who I am, I know what I need, and I respect myself enough to honor both. The more you protect your energy, the more you will notice your life aligning with the things that truly matter. You will find deeper connections, greater peace, and a sense of purpose that is rooted in authenticity, not obligation. Your energy is precious. Guard it fiercely. Nurture it carefully. Protect it without guilt. In doing so, you do not just preserve your own well-being, you create a life that radiates true, lasting power. Life constantly presents opportunities, requests, and demands. Every day, people ask for your time, your attention, your help, and your energy. And it feels good to say yes. It feels good to be needed, to be liked, to be seen as dependable. But when you say yes to everyone without thinking, without pausing to check in with yourself, you begin to erode something essential with you. Every careless yes to others becomes a silent, heavy no to yourself, to your dreams, to your peace, to your well-being. It starts subtly. Maybe you agree to take on an extra task even though you're already exhausted. Maybe you attend an event you had no energy for because you didn't want to disappoint someone. Maybe you stay in conversations longer than you want to, just to be polite. Over time, these small acts of self-abandonment add up. They steal your time, dilute your purpose, and leave you wondering why you feel so disconnected from yourself. There is a cost to every yes you give. A cost in time, in energy, in focus. Saying yes to everything and everyone means you have less left over for the things that truly matter. Less time for rest, less energy for your passions, less clarity for your own growth. When your life becomes a series of reactions to other people's needs, you lose sight of your own path. People will always want more from you. They will always have requests, needs, emergencies. That's human nature. But you are not obligated to meet every expectation placed upon you. You are allowed to prioritize your own needs without guilt. You are allowed to say no. Not because you are selfish, but because you recognize that your resources are limited and precious. It is an act of deep self-respect to pause before agreeing. To ask yourself, does this serve my values? Does this align with my priorities? Do I have the capacity to give without harming myself? If the answer is no, then your refusal is not cruel, it is necessary. Your no is an affirmation of your own worth. It is a declaration that your dreams, your health, and your peace matter just as much as anyone else. Learning to say no is not about closing yourself off from others. It's about making sure you don't abandon yourself in the process of serving everyone else. It's about understanding that you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot be the friend, the parent, the partner, the leader you aspire to be if you're constantly depleted. True service to others comes from a place of overflow, not obligation. Fear often drives the impulse to say yes. Fear of disappointing others. Fear of being seen as selfish or unreliable. Fear of conflict. But living in fear is not living at all. Fear-based decisions keep you stuck in cycles of resentment and burnout. They rob you of the joy that comes from living in alignment with your true self. The more you say yes out of fear, the further you drift from your own truth. There is a difference between generosity and self-sacrifice. Generosity flows from a full heart, from a place of choice and freedom. Self-sacrifice stems from guilt, pressure, and the need for approval. One nourishes you, the other empties you. Choosing when and how to give is not a betrayal of kindness. It is the foundation of sustainable compassion. You are not responsible for managing everyone else's feelings. You are not required to be everything to everyone. Your first responsibility is to yourself, to honor your needs, your time, and your dreams. Only then can you offer your best to the world. Imagine the life you could build if you said yes, only when you truly meant it. Imagine how much lighter you would feel, how much clearer your mind would be, how much deeper your joy would grow. Every authentic no creates space for a powerful, wholehearted yes. Yes to the projects that ignite your passion. Yes to the relationships that nourish your spirit. Yes to the dreams that pull you forward into a life of meaning. Saying no is not rejection. It is redirection. It is redirection. Back to yourself, back to your path. It is a statement of clarity and courage. It says, I know my limits. I know my worth. I choose to honor both. You do not have to justify your no. You do not have to explain, defend, or apologize for protecting your time and energy. A simple, respectful no is enough. It is your life, your journey. Your responsibility to live it fully and freely. The next time you are tempted to say yes out of obligation or fear, remember, every yes you give away thoughtlessly is a no to something deeper inside you. Choose wisely, choose bravely. And never forget that the most important yes you will ever give is the one you give to yourself. Approval is a tempting thing. It feels good to be praised, to be accepted, to be validated by others. From a young age, many are conditioned to seek it. Through good grades, through accomplishments, through obedience. Over time, it becomes a habit, a silent expectation. If others approve of you, then you must be doing something right. But chasing approval is a race that never ends, and the finish line is always moving. No matter how much you bend, mold, or sacrifice, you will never win the approval of everyone. And the truth is, you don't need to. The only approval you truly need is your own. Your worth is not determined by how many people applaud you. Your value is not measured by how well you fit into someone else's expectations. You are not born to live someone else's version of success or happiness. You were born to live authentically, to honor your own path, and to stand firmly in who you are, even when it goes against what others want for you. Living for approval is exhausting because it demands constant performance. It means wearing masks that fit whatever role people expect of you. It means silencing your true desires to avoid conflict, suppressing your dreams to maintain peace, and dimming your light to make others comfortable. Over time, you lose pieces of yourself. You forget what you actually want. You begin to live a life scripted by fear rather than by truth. Seeking your own approval, however, is liberating. It means making choices based on your values, your dreams, and your passions, not on what will win the most applause. It means recognizing that you are the one who must live with your decisions, not those who criticize them from a distance. It means understanding that no matter how hard you try, you will always be too much for some people and not enough for others. And that's perfectly okay. When you approve of yourself, you stop chasing external validation. You become your own source of confidence. You set your own standards. You define success for yourself, not by the numbers in your bank account, not by the number of followers you have, not by the opinions whispered behind your back. Success becomes waking up every day proud of who you are and what you are building. Success becomes honoring your values, living in integrity, and refusing to betray yourself for acceptance. Not needing everyone's approval also means being at peace with disappointment, both yours and others. It means accepting that some people will not understand your journey. Some will criticize it, some will leave, but their disapproval says more about them than it does about you. It reflects their fears, their limitations, their insecurities. Your job is not to carry their judgments on your back. Your job is to walk your own path with courage and clarity. Self-approval doesn't mean you never listen to feedback or that you believe you are always right. It means you weigh feedback carefully, discerning what resonates with your truth and what doesn't. It means you stay open to growth without allowing criticism to define you. It means you are rooted in a deep inner knowing that, no matter what, you are worthy, valuable, and enough as you are. Learning to approve of yourself is a practice. It requires daily acts of self-respect. It asks you to speak kindly to yourself when you stumble, to celebrate your small wins even when no one else notices, to choose yourself even when it's the hardest thing to do. It means trusting your intuition, honoring your boundaries, and giving yourself permission to be imperfect and still worthy of love and success. Imagine the freedom of no longer measuring your life by other people's yardsticks. Imagine the peace that comes from making decisions based on your own vision rather than the fear of criticism. Imagine the strength of standing tall, knowing that the only approval that truly matters is already within you. You don't need the whole world to say you are enough. You don't need strangers to validate your choices. You don't need permission to be who you are. You need your own heart to say, I am proud of myself. You need your own mind to say, I trust myself. You need your own soul to say, I am enough. The applause of others is fleeting. Trends change. Opinions shift, but self-approval is a foundation that cannot be shaken. Build your life on that solid ground. Approve of yourself fiercely, proudly, and unapologetically. And watch how everything in your life begins to align with the truth of who you are.